know some people don't like parsley, but it is so good for you guys. This is sauteed mushrooms with onions, actually. Highly recommend, it's so yummy. This is very important, don't skip this ingredient. Next, I will be adding half of an avocado, which is the hardest meal of the day in my personal opinion. My goal with this video is to make your life easier and give you guys some simple meal ideas that you can make for lunch that really don't require a lot of cooking or thinking. They're easy to make and they're easy to meal prep. That's one of the things that I think is really important. I'm not going to be meal prepping this meal. I'm going to be eating it once I make it, but you can easily do that and save it for the next day. I think the Mediterranean diet is probably the healthiest that you can follow. I am not a professional, but in my opinion, it just seems to be the one that is the most versatile. There's tons and tons of diversity in it. So for meal number one, I'll be making a Mediterranean style bowl. I just laid out all my ingredients. I have some heirloom tomatoes, cucumber, parsley, which I'm such a fan of, lentils, and garbanzo beans. And you guys, these are the two things that I think are so good to add into your diet, and you can get them pre-made at Trader Joe's, fairly inexpensive but so good for you. Two of the last things I'll be adding to it will be some Greek feta cheese and sardines. I love sardines. You can add salmon or tuna or chicken or beef, anything you want to this bowl, but I just find this is probably the least time consuming option because they're pre-packaged and you can just add them into the bowl and they're so good for you. This one is in pure olive oil, so I won't actually be adding any more olive oil. I'm just going to use the one they have in here. I'll also be adding some fresh lemon, salt, and pepper. Such an easy recipe. Let's make it together. Voila, we have our salad. There's so many things in here that are just wonderful for you. I know some people don't like parsley, but it is so good for you guys. If you add enough lemon and salt, it tastes wonderful. So definitely I recommend you guys try this. And again, this is something you can just throw into the fridge and have it the next day and it's gonna taste completely fine. So just one of the easiest recipes that you can make in my personal opinion, and so good for you. If you're watching this video, that means that you're interested in healthy eating and healthy living, and the sponsor of this video could not be more fitting for the topic. I bring you Seed. You guys know Seed already. I'm sure you love Seed already. If by some chance you don't, this is Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic, and it is a prebiotic and a probiotic formula all in one, which is so amazing. You kind of cover all your bases. It's actually created with 24 different strains to support whole body health, including reducing bloating, supporting radiant skin, supporting immune health, and strengthening the gut barrier, which is also everything we're trying to do with these meals here in this video. I take 2 pills in the morning daily, and this has helped my regularity, like going to the bathroom, stay in a very nice schedule, which is really great, especially when it comes to traveling and just overall feeling healthy and good. If you struggle with similar stuff or bloating or anything in relation to your gut, I would definitely look into their Symbiotic. I've actually gotten my entire family, even my grandparents who moved here from Ukraine and never believed in any kind of supplements, they love this. If you're ready to experience a probiotic that actually works, you can go to seed.com/Mariana and use code 25Mariana. I'm gonna have it on the screen for you right here. I'm also going to have it linked in the description bar. It'll be the first link listed. That code will give you 25% off of your first month. Again, that is 25% off of your first month if you go to seed.com/Mariana and use code 25Mariana. Thank you, Seed. My skin has been glowing. My stomach has been feeling so good. I love them. I'm a big fan. All right, y'all, my next meal includes these little almond flour tortillas, and you can now find them at Trader Joe's. The fact that Trader Joe's has these has been life-changing. I used to get the siete ones, right? But these have relatively the same ingredients. I'm going to use 2 of these. You can always use more. I'm not super hungry right now, but I did want to share the recipe with you guys. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this Mediterranean style hummus. I'm also going to do an avocado. So one of the tacos will have hummus and the other one will have avocado. I will also be adding some smoked salmon to just one of the tacos, and the other one I'm going to keep vegetarian because last night Rami made us some mushrooms. This is sauteed mushrooms with onions actually, and they're so yummy. I'm just going to warm these up and throw them in one of the tacos. I'll also be adding some organic microgreens and arugula. I'm gonna warm up these ingredients and then I'll show you guys the next step. Alright you guys, here are my tacos. This is the salmon one, and again this has avocado, smoked salmon, and microgreens, and I just added some lemon and olive oil. And this is my vegan taco, and that has hummus and mushrooms with onions and some microgreens as well, and olive oil and lemon. Highly recommend it, so yummy. And you can always replace the salmon with anything. Tempeh, tofu, steak, eggs, really anything that sounds yummy. Final recipe in today's video, and I don't have my ring light today, so I hope the lighting looks okay. But this recipe is going to be the one that takes the most time just because you actually have to cook something. Maybe 15 minutes max. So we're going to start off with cooking some white quinoa. I'm going to add bone broth instead of water just because this will add a lot of protein to the meal. Everything else in this meal is vegetarian, and if you're a vegan you can actually just replace this with miso soup or water or whatever it is, veggie broth, whatever sounds better to you. But again, by cooking it in bone broth, you are adding a lot of protein, which we definitely want to have in your meals. You want to make sure that you wash your quinoa in cold water and wash it thoroughly. Next step is we put it on a stovetop and bring everything to a boil, and then you simmer it for about 15 minutes after it boils. And mix all the other ingredients into a bowl. I love bowls for lunch, okay? That's my go-to. I feel like they're easy. You can like put a lot of micronutrients in them and it just doesn't feel like a lot of work. My next add-on is going to be these microgreens. So now we have our arugula and microgreens. My next ingredient is some chives. And this is very important. Don't skip this ingredient. Chives or shives. Next, I will be adding half of an avocado. You can always cook your lentils and make them in a big batch for the week, but you don't have to. You can get them pre-made if you want. This needs a whole lemon, okay? So definitely don't skip on this part. As you guys can probably already see in this video, I pretty much season all my meals the same, especially salads, bowls. It's always lemon, olive oil, and then salt and some form of pepper. And I'll be adding some crushed red pepper. If you don't like this one, you can always add regular pepper, but I feel like this adds a nice kick. And then one last thing I'm going to add is hummus. Add a good 2 tablespoons of this. All right, you guys, I'm going to add the quinoa. So easy, and if you have all of the ingredients ready, you just throw this together in like less than 5 minutes. If you wanted to, you can always add chicken, steak, tempeh, tofu, salmon. I anything to this, but infinite possibilities.